I stand here today not to share a story, but to spark a change in the way youth shape their future. Today's youth are tomorrow's leaders, and tomorrow's leaders have to be prepared for all the challenges this world has to offer. As teenagers, we would all like to believe we use an individualized voice, but this is not the case. We have been conditioned to think of the group before the individual. We need to start using what I call our I voices. Now, I'm going to explain exactly what that is later in my talk, but a simple definition would be use the voice to write your own script for your own life. At times, this tool will be our most powerful tool. Now, some of you may be wondering, well, why do I have a right to make these accusations if I am part of the age group that I am calling out? I'd like to take you back to the beginning of my sophomore year of high school. I was a student at Westboro High, which has very similar aspects to Wayland. My family fell into the social style of the town, a happy, upper-middle-class family. But on the inside, we had our struggles, like all families do. The only difference was my family was facing obstacles such as severe alcoholism and depression. My family's voices had been silenced by increasing verbal abuse through my early teenage years. It felt as if there was nothing that could break us free from the hell we were living in. I was 16 at the time, and I was just trying to figure out my own identity. I was trying to enjoy the innocence of my childhood like all my friends were. But my childhood was cut short when one night, the Westboro Police Department showed up at my home and took me and younger brother from our family. Child Services had deemed my house an unsafe and unstable place to live. And they were right. They removed us after the multiple suicide attempts by one of my parents. My world had been frozen. I had been separated not only from my parents, but also my two brothers within the snap of a finger. After 2 days of not knowing where I was going to be living, my best friend's mom offered me a home and became my legal guardian. There I was, a place I once called my second home, a place I used to come for sleepovers and for parties, a place I used to come to just have fun. And now, a place to come to fill the void of losing a family. At this point, I had shut myself off from everything and everyone around me. I refused to express any emotion. I let all this hate, anger, sadness, and confusion boil inside me. After a few days of settling into my new home, I had to meet with an attorney who would be my voice throughout the court trial between my parents and Child Services. At the age of 16, I was faced with one single question. Do you want to go home? This question still resonates in my ear because it was at this moment that I decided I needed to stand up and make a change. For the past 9 months, I had sat by and watched my family crumble. No more. Now, some of you may be wondering, how does this story connect back to the idea of the I voice? Well, the I voice is all about self-recognition and acceptance for something you want, and then being able to vocalize that. For me, the self-recognition and acceptance happened when I decided, no more lies to cover for those around me. But to speak my truth would be the hardest part of this entire ordeal. I was physically and mentally unable to say the words that I knew I needed to say. I had been conditioned to think of my family before myself. It was at this time that one of the teachers that I had gone close with throughout the year told me this. Right here, right now, this is your time to be selfish. This is your time to make the changes that you want and that you deserve. That moment gave me the strength to push down the wall that was preventing me from using my I voice. That moment allowed me to put the pen to the own script of my own life and to create a life that I knew I had wanted all along, even if it didn't make those around me happy. Now let me just clarify. I am not saying that you shouldn't be kind, generous, thoughtful, and respectful to everyone around you. But it can't always be about someone else, can it? Don't we deserve to say what we want and what our hearts want? I can honestly say that when I was faced with the question, do you want to go home? The last person to cross my mind was myself. In fact, you would be surprised the rippling effect it had on all those around me once I gained the confidence to use my I voice. It had an amazing impact on all those I'd feared it would destroy. Instead of crumbling them, it enabled them to face their demons and move to a more better and positive future. As a result, I stand on this stage today, proud to tell everyone here, my family had one of the quickest family reunifications Massachusetts Child Services has ever seen. Although I used my I voice to change the outside aspects of my life, it does not need to be the same for you. Sometimes the I voice is your personal cry for help. Because sometimes the person that is suppressing our true thoughts and desires is ourselves. As humans, we all strive to be accepted and to be loved. But to be truly happy, you must first love yourself. I want you all to take a moment, close your eyes if you'd like. Every single person in this room will be told, no, that's wrong, you cannot do that. And in some places, that is warranted. I am challenging everyone in this room to find the moments when it's not. I am challenging you all to find the moments when you say no more. Whether you are facing challenges speaking your truth about sexuality, religion, mental illness, or even a simple college decision, I urge you all to take the pen to your own script and use your I voice to speak your own truth. Thank you.